All right, let's talk about what's really happening with the job market in India. We're going to go beyond the usual headlines and actually decode the signals that are going to shape your career. The goal here is to give you the real intelligence you need to make smarter moves. So let's get right into it. Okay, so let's start with the big number you're probably seeing everywhere, 11%. That's the overall hiring intent for India in 2026. Now, this is a really key indicator. It tells us that after a pretty uncertain time, employers are starting to feel more confident again. But here's the thing, right? A single number doesn't tell the whole story. What does 11% actually mean for you, for your career path? Does it mean there's a massive hiring boom for everyone? Or is it a little more complicated than that? That's exactly what we're going to dig into. So what we're really witnessing here isn't some loud, headline-grabbing explosion in jobs. Nope. It's something much quieter. A revival that's backed by solid data. You can see employers are slowly, carefully shifting gears, moving away from just surviving to actually thinking about expansion again. Now, to put that 11% into perspective, it's up from 9.75% in 2025. And I know, a jump of just over 1% might not sound like a lot, but in a labor market as huge as India's, trust me, even a 1% shift means thousands and thousands of new roles. It's a really significant signal. So this leads to the most important question. Where is this growth actually coming from? Because this recovery isn't spread evenly across the whole economy. Let's break down which sectors are the real engines pushing this whole thing forward. And this chart right here, well, it tells the story perfectly. The leaders are crystal clear. You've got banking and financial services, you've got manufacturing, and you've got infrastructure. It makes sense, right? These are the sectors getting a direct boost from big capital investments and government spending, and that creates a really strong demand for skilled people. Now, here's a number that's absolutely wild. 4.5 lakh. That's roughly how many new jobs were created by Global Capability Centers, or GCCs, in 2025 alone. Just think about that. This isn't just a random number. It's a massive, long-term vote of confidence in India's talent pool. And it's not just what jobs are growing, it's where. The whole map of opportunity is changing. Look at this. Nearly a third of new job growth is expected to come from outside the big metros. We're talking about cities like Indore, Coimbatore, and Jaipur, turning into real hiring hubs. Okay, let's talk money. What's happening with salaries? Well, the projection is for a median increase of about 9%. But, and this is a really important but, this isn't some blanket pay raise for everyone. What it really shows is that companies are willing to pay more, a real premium, for people in specific high-impact roles. The competition for top talent is definitely heating up. But look, it's not all sunshine and roses. A truly smart career strategy means you have to understand the risks just as well as the opportunities. So even with all these positive signs, there are some real challenges, and it's absolutely crucial to know where you need to be cautious. Just take a look at the tech sector, for example. It's telling a really complicated story right now. On one hand, the long-term demand is just booming. 1.8 million openings last year alone. But then on the other hand, you look at the short-term data and see a 24% drop in active job postings. What that tells us is that companies are being way more picky, more strategic. They aren't just hiring for the sake of hiring anymore. And now we come to what is, honestly, probably the most critical number in this entire analysis. 42.6%. That's the percentage of Indian graduates that the industry actually considers employable. Less than half. This is the famous employability gap, and it means that while the opportunity is out there, it really only exists for those who are truly prepared. Okay, so that's the analysis. That's the lay of the land. Now let's switch gears and talk about what you can do about it. How do you take all this information and turn it into a real, concrete plan for your career? First things first, focus on where the demand actually is. The data points very clearly to these specific areas. Skills and things like AI and data analytics, cloud and cybersecurity, sustainability. These are all directly tied to where the money and the policy are heading. If you can combine what you already do with these skills, you've got a massive advantage. So all this boils down to a pretty clear 4-step playbook. Step 1, build skills that make you job ready, not just skills you learn in a textbook. Step 2, prioritize practical, hands-on experience. Think projects, internships, stuff that proves you can do the work. 3, be flexible with your location. Remember what we said about those tier 2 cities?
And finally, step 4, stay plugged in. Network and keep tracking these trends so you're never caught off guard. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. The growth, the caution, the action plan. So when all is said and done, what's the single most important idea you should walk away with today? Let's boil it all down. It's this. This quote sums it up perfectly. The idea of a rising tide lifts all boats, that's not what's happening right now. The benefits of this job market revival are going to flow almost entirely to those who have the right skills for the future. It's all about precision. Having the right skills is everything. So if you found this calm, clear analysis helpful for planning your own career, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, share it with a friend or a colleague who might need it, and of course, subscribe. We'll keep decoding the signals that really matter so you can stop just following the news and start using it.